While waiting to catch the tea at Heinz, this girl I used to know spots me down the platform, walks up and starts a conversation that honestly sounds more like a word problem. It's full of dates and times and the fact that I kind of haven't talked to her in 3 weeks. When she stops and it's my turn to speak, I can't think of anything to say except I'm sorry, to which she says, well, I guess I was just an inconvenience for you then. She caught the B train before I had a chance to say anything. But I wanted to call out after, say something like, you know, I never said I would be any good at fractions, but I'm willing to bet you deserve somebody who can give you more than half himself, and that person isn't me. You see, I spend too much of my time chasing house party Cinderellas around Central Square and blowing all the money I don't have on girls I'm not even sure I want. You said you thought you were an inconvenience, but that just isn't true. The only two things that have ever, really been an inconvenience to me are my commitment issues and the green line. You and I, we were just the doodles of some absent-minded god who was bored in geometry class. I was stuck somewhere by c-squared, and you were way in the back by fractals, tessellations, and all the other beautiful things that I will never truly understand. But you will find a man who does, who will know the natural rhythms to all your logs and spend nights making sure you remember that congruent angles are formed from axes that are perpendicular to each other. But the girl who has my heart, she is somewhere out in Medford, getting hit on by much more attractive and potentially successful guys from Tufts who know enough math to plot the bends of her curves and graph every coordinate in ways they never will. I always found something so beautiful in asymptotes, how they come so close to hitting zero but can't. So they break themselves down to the smallest of decimal points, trying so desperately. She is mathematically unattainable, but that doesn't mean I can quit. When I told you I was sorry, I meant it. I was never going to be the textbook example of whatever it was you wanted me to be, so instead, I wish you would have used me like some high school math book. Don't worry, I have hardcovers for a reason. Look up all the solutions to your even-numbered problems in the back, and make up some work to show you at least try the odd-numbered ones. Pencil in your answers. Teachers won't let you write with pen because you cannot treat memorizing something you own, something permanent. There's an entire list full of people who've checked me out before you, and there are still plenty of dotted lines left after, so chances are you won't be the last to handle. Be careful with my spine. It is torn and loose and wrinkled. It has gotten that way from being opened once too often, carried in the bottoms of backpacks and forgotten about in lockers. But don't bother buying me some book sleeve. I won't be yours long enough for it to even matter, and besides, I won't stop you from bending in my corners or spilling some kind of hot beverage all over my pages. Everyone leaves their unique wear and tear, and I think that's why we say people shape us. Feel free to fall asleep on top of me, dream through all your boring lectures. Just be sure your friends take good notes so you can get your work done in the classes, and you won't have to lug me home. I will only be extra weight for you to carry in your shoulders. They are already not enough as it is. At the end of that semester, when you have to turn me in, I don't expect you to miss me. In fact, I don't expect much of anything at all. Because then you're bound to get into a book, a better one, whenever you sign up for your classes again next fall.
Yeah.